Hey bro, welcome to the second day of the virtual event Double Your Dating, Double the Woman, Twice the Quality. Now, I asked all of you, what is the biggest problem when it comes to your dating life? मैंने Instagram questions पूछे, I asked in the community that we have, and I asked on YouTube as well. And most of you said that you have a problem in conversations and communication. Now, I've personally done at least 1000 approaches on camera, and in the past decade of learning this, मैंने 1000 से तो बहुत ज़्यादा approaches करी है, but I wanted to make the title believable, that's why I just wrote 1000 approaches. But you need to understand that there's something that I learned doing those 30,000 to 50,000 approaches. I've been doing this for a decade, and I wanted to break it down in this video. Whatever I learned from doing those 30 to 50,000 approaches in terms of communication. And guys, these are extremely practical tips. I'm not a keyboard jockey who's sitting at home just writing some scripts. I'm a guy who actually goes in the field, tests his theories, and gives it to you. So that means that after watching this video, you will not need to watch another video on conversations, communication when you're interacting with girls, because this is a one-stop video where I want to give you each and everything that I learned in my journey. But one thing I want to tell you, जब मैंने शुरू किया था, I was not this confident guy that you see sitting in front of you. Actually, I was very insecure, I was very awkward, I was socially uncalibrated, और मेरे को approaches करने में भी बहुत डर लगता था. So before 17, I was actually in a beautiful, loving relationship from my side, but from the other side, she was cheating on me, and that's when I realized that I actually want to learn this skill. I want to learn how to talk to women and how to attract women, because the reason why I was not able to leave her was because I thought if I leave her, I will probably never get into a relationship. I have no idea how to talk to women. I'm this shy guy who just has 4 friends, lowest social capital in my group, used to get bullied all the time. And that's when I realized it's time for a change. But I had no option but to get good at this, because I knew if I don't get good at this, what is my future? I probably have to get back with the same girl because I will not be able to interact with other girls, and I was extremely shy, getting bullied all the time. Now, the lowest of your lows is always going to get you to the highest of the highs. And that's when I went head on in learning about approaching, social skills, talking to random people, and actually formalizing a plan how I can get better so that I don't land into the same situation ever. So before I knew, 10 years had already passed in my journey, and it was a decade I'd been doing this, and I got it extremely good. Then I went from city to city teaching people, coaching about practical social skills that you can use today, going out and talking to random people, building that comfort, and actually having that deeper level conversation where you're able to build something meaningful with someone. And what I realized was this skill was actually mind-blowing, as it transformed me completely, it transformed my life, and it transformed the people I was coaching as well. People used to come in the programs being underconfident, not knowing how to have conversations, not knowing how to communicate with women. But just in a couple of weeks, they were getting insane results. They were having dates after dates after dates, which definitely shot up their self-confidence. And because of that, they were also performing a lot better at their work. Now, one thing I know is that you don't want to spend years and years like how I did to get good at this. You want a better solution which is much more faster, and that's why I've created a framework which I'm going to share with you. And this framework is going to help you form deeper connections with anyone you interact with. Also, it's going to help you with your conversations. It's going to teach you exactly how you need to take the approach forward to actually get an instant date or maybe a number, or to take it to a romantic direction. Now, that is the biggest problem you guys face. So no matter what your reason is, maybe you're afraid of rejections, maybe you don't know what to say when you're talking to a girl, maybe you just freeze up because you don't have multiple topics to talk about, or maybe you think that you're not good looking enough, and that is what is holding you back from approaching girls and working on your dating life. What I'm going to show you is how the right communication changes almost everything. And I'm going to show it to you with live examples of me doing this, my clients doing this, so you have a better understanding how to attract women and how to approach women and how to have those conversations which actually build something meaningful and deeper. So if you feel that you don't have what it takes to talk to highly attractive women, watch this video till the very end, because जो communication skills मैं आपको इस video में सिखाऊंगा, that is not only going to help you in your dating life, it is going to help you connect with people on a much deeper level. And because of that connection, you're going to feel more confident in yourself, and it's also going to make you highly socially intelligent. अगर तुमने कभी किसी को अप्रोच करने के बारे में सोचा है, या फिर तुमने सोचा है कि I want to start a conversation but I don't even know what to say, and maybe you've started a conversation but तुम one words पे अटक जाते हो, the girl is not replying to you, the girl is not responding to you, and you're just frozen, you don't know what to say next. You should have watched probably more videos like this. And if you've been in that kind of a situation, this video is definitely for you, because I had been in that kind of situation. मेरे को 3 महीने लग गए थे मेरे को अपनी पहली अप्रोच करने के लिए. I remember I was watching these kind of videos online, and I decided that I'm going to do the approach. Today, every day I used to go out and waste a lot of time. I used to go out, I used to be out for like 4 or 5 hours just roaming around, and no result. I could not do the approach क्योंकि मेरे को लगता था कि अगर मैं approach कर भी दूंगा तो conversation में क्या बात करूंगा? I have no idea about the conversation. Maybe I gather the courage to do the approach, but what is going to happen in the conversation? So these kind of fears are real, and this is the kind of fear that I want to eradicate with this particular video. So you need to understand that approaching is the first step of starting a conversation. But that step also needs to be taken care of. Now, over the decade, when I did like 30 to 50,000 approaches, that's when I actually realized that, each approach should have like a pattern to it. Now, when you have a pattern to your conversations, a pattern to each approach that you're doing, what happens is the success rate shoots up. So what I did was I saw all my successful approaches in the past decade, and I created what is called a charm framework. Now, the charm framework just has one objective. Now, when I was creating the charm framework, I just had two objectives in mind. Sabse pehle, you don't have to overthink about this, because when men go to approach women or to talk to women, they're always thinking ki conversation mein kya bolna chahiye, am I impressing her? And all of these things are irrelevant to the conversation. Balki aapki conversation kharab karengi because you're not enjoying the present moment with the girl. You're not present there. You're thinking about the future, thinking about the past. Did I mess up in the conversation? And all of that is not good. The second objective of the charm framework was to take each approach to a romantic direction. Because what happens is most men, when they're talking to girls, it's completely bland. And that used to be my case as well. Now, when I used to go out initially, I remember at least till the first 1,000, 2,000 approaches, I was just talking to girls and it was going extremely friendly or maybe bland. There was no sexual intent. So all of that we're going to talk about, and because of that, I always used to land in the friend zone. So if that is happening to you, watch this video till the very end, because you're definitely going to get something out of it. So with careful analysis, deep breakdowns, the charm framework came into action, and that's exactly what you're going to learn. Now, this is a part of a 4-day virtual event. So if you've not signed up for the event, click the pinned comment, sign up for the event. That's how the charm framework was born, after careful analysis of my past approaches, the approaches of my clients. And I came down to this framework that's going to work and charm any girl out there. It's not only about the initial stage of interaction where you're just opening and starting a conversation, but it's also about the conversation, how it should go and how you should lead it to an instant date or a romantic direction. So that's the objective of the charm framework. And guys, this is day 2 of the 4-day virtual event that we're having. Double your dating, twice the woman, double the quality. So if you have not signed up for it yet, I would strongly suggest click the pinned comment and sign up before slots run out. Slots are extremely limited because this is day 2. Now, moving on, I want to introduce the charm framework. Now, let me tell you what the charm framework stands for. C stands for capturing your attention. H stands for honing in. So I'd like to give you a brief idea what the charm framework stands for. The C stands for capturing your attention. The H stands for honing in. The A stands for articulating intent or empathy. The R stands for relating with her. The M stands for mingling. So I want to give you a brief overview before we dive deep into the charm framework. The C stands for capturing her attention. The H stands for honing in. The A stands for articulating intent or empathy. The R stands for rally banter. And the M stands for mingle introduction. So let me break down each step of the charm framework so it's very clear to you what to do when you're out approaching a girl or when you're talking to any girl out there. Whether it's an online date, whether it's a girl outside you're just meeting for the first time, whether you're talking to a girl from before, it really doesn't matter. Once you use the charm framework, you're going to take that interaction into a romantic direction. That being said, पुरानी लड़कियों के साथ don't use this, because पुरानी लड़कियों के साथ आपने एक frame set करा हुआ है and you cannot change that frame. So I would not recommend using this with the old girls that you're already talking to. Any new girl that you're talking to, would strongly recommend using this so that you can see the power of the charm framework, and plus you can get a girlfriend. So sabse pehle, let's start with the C of the charm framework, which is basically capturing her attention. Now, whenever you're going to capture her attention, this actually goes for both males and females. Whenever you're capturing anyone's attention, you need to be aware of a few things. कि कौन सी location पे आप सबसे पहले, what is the mindset of the people over there? Because if you are in a nighttime location where there is a club or a bar, people are more open to talk to others. But if you're in a daytime situation where you're walking in a street, people are in their own heads. They're thinking कि next उनको क्या करना है, कहाँ पे जाना है उनको. They're probably their own heads, and they're not thinking that they'll interact with random people. So when you're going to capture their attention, you need to be socially calibrated according to the environment you're in. अगर मैं रात में होऊंगा तो मैं शायद थोड़ा ज़्यादा blunt हो सकता हूँ. I can be a little bit more direct. अगर मैं दिन में होऊंगा, probably I'll compliment something and I'll just go in like that. I'll compliment something out of the ordinary. Now, the more personalized you make it, the better attention you get. What I mean is, like, if a girl is wearing something like a neon sweater, you can be like, hey, that neon sweater is extremely beautiful. I don't think a lot of people can carry it the way you do. Now, once you open a conversation with that, a girl is going to be much more comfortable in talking to you rather than you going in the daytime and you telling her, hey, I saw you and you're extremely pretty and I want to talk to you. Now we need to understand कि एक चीज़ होती है कि आप किस तरीके से बात कर रहे हैं और एक चीज़ होती है कि आप क्या बोल रहे हैं. In this, both the things are going to matter. And the biggest problem I've seen men make over here is most of the beginners, they just focus too much on the openers. कि मैंने शुरू कैसे करी बात, how am I starting the conversation? They pay major attention to that. Now, no girl is going to remember your opener. No girl is going to remember कि आपने शुरू कैसे करी थी बात. Even if you tell her that neon sweater is amazing, she probably might not remember that, especially in a daytime scenario क्योंकि लड़की भी सोच रही होती है, why is he approaching me? So if you want to capture her attention, you got to make sure that you're capturing her attention in the right, socially calibrated way. और आपको ये भी make sure करना पड़ेगा कि आप उस पर social pressure इतना ज़्यादा build नहीं कर रहे. For example, it's a crammed metro station and you're approaching a girl and you're like, hey, I just saw you and you're extremely cute. क्या होगा, उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा social pressure build हो जाएगा और उस पर इतना ज़्यादा social pressure build होने की वजह से even if the girl is physically attracted to you, she finds you cute, she finds you handsome, she's going to reject you because वो सोचेगी कि और सारे लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे अगर मैंने इससे भी बात करनी शुरू कर दी. So keeping all those things in mind, there are few ways you can go about this. You can go very direct about this where you telling the girl that you're romantically interested in her, or you can just give her a basic compliment. Next thing is you can go indirect. Now indirect से मैंने एक चीज़ देखी थी, when I was starting out, indirect seemed like the easiest thing to do. कि जाओ और रास्ता पूछो और रास्ता पूछने के बाद उसको बोलो, hey, excuse me, I like your outfit, I just want to say hi. But what I realized was indirect से काफ़ी approaches में मैं transition नहीं कर पा रहा था, which means मैं रास्ता पूछने के बाद I was not able to tell them that I was there for a particular reason, which was I find them attractive. Now because of that, मैं रास्ता पूछ के they would just send me over here and there and I would just go. But indirect से एक चीज़ अच्छी हुई थी, when I started doing indirect approaches, I realized that now I can do direct approaches as well. तो शुरू मैंने indirect से किया, but then soon I transitioned to direct because I realized that this is a big fault. But now if I consider looking back, being more advanced, doing 30,000 approaches, now I think indirect approaches work a lot better for me than direct approaches. There was a key element in the indirect approaches that I was missing in the initial beginning stages, जो आप में भी अभी missing होंगे, which is non-verbal communication skills. Now, indirect और direct से ज़्यादा आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि conversation शुरू करनी है आपको. That is pretty much it. Whatever pushes you forward to start that conversation is the best. So it can be a very basic conversation, it can be a very interesting conversation, and I want to break down some conversations so you have a better understanding, a clear understanding on how to do it.
Disappointment.
Excuse me, my friend saw you, you have a lovely nice t-shirt and
Yeah.
so we want to talk to you.
Yeah. You guys are having both white color. Like, are you guys are having? It's like something white day or something like that. Yeah. It's a piece or something.
So what exactly happened over here? मैंने लड़की को approach किया. Excuse me, my friend saw you and you have a lovely nice t-shirt with a lovely nice face. Now, is there any logic to this? There is no logic to this. Like a lovely nice t-shirt with a lovely nice face, but the girl does not care. You can see the girl is getting attracted with her body language movements, like she's playing with her hair. She cannot help attraction, no matter what kind of shit I say. She cannot help attraction, which is sort of a little bit physical attraction at that point in time, and the way I'm talking, I guess. But the reality is that the way I'm opening her, the way I'm starting the conversation is not good at all. And what is my wingman doing at that time? He's messing it up even more. But even after that, we managed to get these girls' numbers because we had a very basic conversation. तो लोगों को लगता है कि सबसे बड़ी बात है कि conversation should be up here. I have to go like James Bond. I have to do some movie dialogues. So सबसे पहले the reality is whatever pushes you forward, you got to go and do that thing. So in terms of approaching, no matter how bad your approaching game is, start doing at least 10 to 15 approaches. Now I was on a call with this guy and I was asking him, hey man, how many approaches have you done? He's like 20 approaches, but I don't want to try anymore. What? You're not going to learn how to approach in just 20 approaches. So start doing those approaches like this. Use anything. Don't focus that the opening statement should be the best statement. It should be like James Bond. Girls don't even care about that. Even with the worst opening statement, you can actually build a very deep and meaningful connection. Let's see the second one now. Hello ladies. Hey. Hello, Arunav. How's it going today? Hello, Arunav. What's your name? Ramdhara. That's an interesting name. What's yours? Moiriba. This is my friend Aditya. I'm Arunav.
What's your name?
Where are you girls from? We're just trying to kill some time. We're waiting for some friends.
We're just having time together.
आप कहाँ से हैं?
Arunachal Pradesh.
Wow, that's nice.
Arunachal Pradesh, not Arunachal.
I've never been there.
Very beautiful place.
So do you guys study here?
We're traveling here.
Now in this interaction, the first thing I do is I just go in. Hello ladies, how's it going? My name is Arunav. Now, why do I do this in this particular interaction is because I see the energy level of the girls. The girls are having fun, they're giggling, they're probably, playing with each other, they're just roaming around, they're just having a girls' day out. And I can see that they're not in that zombie state where they're thinking about what's the next thing to do, or, where do I have to go and what do I have to do. So I know that they're in a fun state, so I can just go in with ease. Now, the second concept I use over here is assuming familiarity. Assuming familiarity का एक simple मतलब है कि you assume that you already know the girl from before. तो इसको जब मैं approach कर रहा था, so I was already thinking that I knew this girl from before. Hello ladies, how's it going? My name is Arunav. What's your name? Now, this works because I am so comfortable in my own skin. अगर आप जाओगे डरे हुए, hello ladies, excuse me, my name is Arunav. What's your name? Then it's not going to work out. Because your state is going to get transferred to the girl. मतलब अगर आप negative और डरा हुआ feel कर रहे हो, लड़की को भी वैसे ही feel होगा. Oh, why is he doing this? Why is it getting awkward? So over here, I assume familiarity. I go very confidently with a warm smile and I make it work. Now, these are the key few things that I want you to do when you're actually using the C, which is when you're trying to capture her attention. Always go with a warm smile, always assume a lot of familiarity, and always believe it would work. If you believe it will work, it has more chances to work, but if you don't believe it will work at all, अगर आप एक negative preconceived mindset से जा रहे हो that ये काम करेगा ही नहीं, whatever I do, the girl is gonna reject me, whatever I do, the girl is on a pedestal, so whatever I do, I'm not good enough for her. Then what is going to happen? Subconsciously आप उस तरीके से act करोगे कि आप approach successful नहीं कर पाओगे. So to make an approach successful, you also need to know the approach should be win-win with the girl's objective. Now over here, what is the girl's objective? They're strolling around. They're having a fun time, they're free, they're mentally free as well. So I go in with a very basic opener. Hello ladies, my name is Arunav. How's your day going? Now what would I do if I approach a girl in the nighttime? In the nighttime, the mindset is a little bit different. In the nighttime, the girls want to meet a cool guy. They're there to socialize, they're there to have fun. And that's why the mindset is much more open than in the daytime. So in the nighttime, I can be a lot more direct. And don't worry, because I'm going to show you some nighttime approaches as well. But first, I just want you to follow that this is the difference in capturing her attention during the day versus capturing her attention during the night. Night में एक और चीज़ होती है कि you're fighting against a lot of music. So you need to be really close with the girl. I need to be comfortable being that close as well. So if you have not started this, if you want to start this, if you want to start talking to strangers, I would recommend starting from daytime because थोड़ा barrier to entry कम है. Plus there's a lot less problems than nighttime. Then once you get good at the daytime approaches, then go proceed to the nighttime approaches. The next question you might have कि मैं direct कब जाऊँ और indirect कब जाऊँ. अब personally मैं direct तब जाता हूँ जब मेरे को लड़की से एक छोटा सा भी signal दिख जाता है. Probably she's looking at me and I can go direct. Probably I have a lot of attraction within me. Like I see that girl and I'm really attracted to her. I would go direct because then I would be authentic to what I'm feeling and I would be real to who I am. The third thing is if I'm in a club or a bar, I would prefer going direct over indirect because over there people have the same mindset that they want to meet a cool guy in most cases. Also, they're much more open to meeting a cool guy. Now, you might also think that indirect kab jaun. So indirect ke liye, when there's a lot of social pressure on the girl, it's a crowded street and I know that the girl is not looking at me, there's no level of interest and she's probably minding her own business and she's probably in a zombie state where she's, thinking about the next steps, thinking about what she has to do next, where she has to go, in her own head basically, then I would prefer going a little bit more indirect. Because if I direct jaunga, it can literally shove her in her face. It can startle her. So that's what I don't want to do. Why I would go indirect is if I'm going to a conservative spot. Maybe if I'm going to a tier 2 or a tier 3 city, I would prefer going indirect just to get a feel of it and just to understand more about the cultural calibration before going direct. Also, one thing I've seen जहाँ पे लोग ज़्यादा approaches नहीं करते, probably in a tier 2 or a tier 3 city, what I've seen is girls, once you go direct, they can also get startled because उनके साथ कभी ये हुआ ही नहीं. तो ये जब उनके साथ होना शुरू होता है, they are like, oh, why is he coming on too strong? So उधर अपनी approaches tone down करना if you guys are from tier 2 or tier 3 city. But apart from that, don't think too much about direct or indirect. Whenever you're walking towards the girl, if nothing comes to your mind, shift to indirect. If something comes to your mind, shift to direct. That's generally what I do. I also want you to see some of the client approaches कि client किस तरीके से approaches कर रहे हैं और उनकी conversations में क्या exact problems आ रही है. So check it out.
Actually, this is kind of random, but my friend just saw you. He thought you look cute, and so you wanted to just like come.
I'm sorry, I'm unable to express it, but I'm really feeling very nervous actually.
Like he's
So
very
I told
feeling
him.
so cold, and so because of the cold, he's not able to like express himself. Have you ever had that feeling?
Okay, sometimes.
I like your glasses, by the way. You look like a Harry
Can you
Potter
just come this
fan.
side? So,
You're not a Harry Potter fan? Really? Have you tried wearing lenses? It's like so painful. Like you like put it inside, but yet it like at least for me, like I look cooler when I wear lenses. So like, so yeah, like I never wear glasses. Where you girls headed to?
We are just going back home.
Nice.
Are you from Delhi? You are from Delhi?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. My name is Rohit.
Rishita.
Rishita. And you?
I'm Akash.
Prachi. Nice name, yeah.
Akash. Prachi, you're like so silent, like I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Can we just come this way?
You're like,
It's not leaving.
yeah, just 2 seconds. We're just having a conversation, that's all. So like, what did you do in city, like, since morning?
No, we just had lunch and
Nice. You had lunch like for 4 hours. Like,
It's dinner time.
I do that all the time. You know, I say I go for lunch, but I'll have like a shot, then I'll have lunch, then I'll have coffee, then I'll have like ice cream, and then I'm like, oh, it's 6. I think I should head home now. So what do you do? What do you girls do usually?
she is working and I am doing MBA.
Nice.
MBA.
So that's like.
You are speaking so lightly. I'm speaking.
Where are you working, by the way? Where? Where in Gurgaon?
Deloitte.
Oh, Deloitte. Are you a consultant? No.
Not yet.
No. I can't. I used to work in BCG for like 2 years. The one in Cyber City.
Boston Consulting.
I interviewed for Bain as well. I got the offer, but then I rejected it. I was like, nahi karna hai. Like, I'm done with consulting. Like, no more consulting. I want to do my own thing now. Like, but yeah, so you girls must be like so smart, huh? Like, at first I was like, these girls are, you know, look really, really sweet. But then now you girls like look like a lot of trouble, you know, like MBA,
Yeah, I was
consulting.
scared.
Like, I'm in
I
a
was
lot of
scared.
trouble.
I was also scared.
I'm in a lot of trouble.
Okay. No, it's kind of hectic, but yeah, it's good.
And you're doing MBA from Gurgaon?
No, I'm doing MBA from Delhi.
Okay. So like it's like fun, right? You meet up with like friends, like
So we are college friends.
which college did you go to?
IP University.
Nice. So that's how you like know each other and like nice. Anyways, I gotta go, but let's exchange information. Like we should just like meet up for coffee sometime. Yeah.
And, but I think
I'm Akash. Yeah, I did introduce myself. Sorry. That is
She
good.
forgot, man. She forgot our names even.
no, but
Sorry.
I think we can connect on Instagram maybe.
Okay.
My mom uses Instagram. Like I'm so old. I'm like a tweet. Like
So use your mom's account to that.
you think I should use my mom's account to hit on girls on Instagram?
But make your own account then.
I don't know. Like I think you're cute. We should like exchange numbers, like information.
Better that you connect on Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you're like just looking for boring conversation, why not? Yeah. Go ahead.
Instagram.
Like, I don't have an Instagram account yet. But it's like all my friends are on Instagram and they're like at least now create one, you know? I can't believe it's so cold in Delhi.
You're
Like-
from Delhi.
I'm from Chennai. So like for me, every time I come here, it's like a culture shock, you know? Just because of the cold, like I have to like every day in the morning, I'm like, God, I hope it's not that cold today. Like I'm not used to this weather.
Okay.
Well, you girls have a good time. Yeah, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, Prachi.
Nice meeting you. Yeah. Nice to see you. Bye.
So majorly their approaches are not win-win with the girl's objective. Plus, they want her, they need her to stop. And they're going against her objective. अगर एक लड़की point A to point B जा रही है, they want her to stop in point C. But the girl has to go over there. They're not trying to walk with the girl. Also, because there are two guys doing it, so the girl is going to get overwhelmed. Because two guys are coming and talking to her, तो क्या होता है काफी बार कि लड़की को लगता है दो लोग एकदम से कहाँ से आ गए and what do they want from me? So whenever you're going out, make sure that either you go out with a friend, right? You go out with a friend and you do those approaches, but अलग-अलग होके करना अगर if you're approaching single girls. Or if you're approaching two girls, one guy can interact with the other girl and one guy can interact with one girl. But don't be needy. Also, their tonality is pretty bad. The way they're talking is not that good. Of course, it's the first day of the training, so in most cases, it's not that good because the tonality is coming seeking, that they're seeking the girl's reaction. They really need her to stay. तो एक needy tonality आ जाती है where they need her reaction, where they need her responses. That also means that they're drawing state from this whole interaction. What this means is they're not feeling positive themselves, but they're trying to feel positive from the girl. They're drawing state from the girl. Now, at that moment, if the girl does not give you any state, if the girl does not give you a positive response, your state crashes. So that is probably the worst beginner mistake, which I also did a lot in my journey. But whenever you're going out, just keep these things in your mind. So let's say तुम कल बाहर जाते हो and you're out with a friend and you need to do some approaches and you're just not able to do some approaches. तुम्हें बहुत डर लग रहा है, you're not able to do the approaches, पैर ही freeze हो चुके हैं. What do you do at that point in time? At that point in time, what I follow is I always start approaching men. I start approaching men and this is something that we teach in boot camps. तो जितना ज़्यादा आप momentum field में build करोगे उतना ही easy होगा आपके लिए लड़कियों को approach करना. So that is exactly what I did in this particular approach. I was going out with this guy who wanted to be a coach and he was like, hey man, let me show you some approaches. But the problem was that when we are going out, we are just talking to each other and the state is sort of crashing because I'm telling him to do some approaches and he's sort of not interested in those approaches for some or whatever reason. And that is exactly what happens when you have low social momentum. अगर तुम्हारा social momentum कम है तो तुम कोई भी reason और excuse देने लग जाओगे उसको justify करने के लिए. तुम बोलोगे नहीं यार वहाँ पे बहुत लोग हैं, वो ज़्यादा young लग रही है, वो ज़्यादा old लग रही है, probably she is with someone. और वही चीज़ वहाँ पे हो रही थी and that's exactly what I did. I started approaching some guys because मेरा भी थोड़ा state low हो रहा था and I was like, okay, let's do that approach. Hey man, hey bro, I love your shoes. Where did you get it from?
I get it from City Mall.
Oh, pretty nice man.
Where are you from?
Arunav, I'm from Delhi only man. What about you?
I'm a native of Bihar, been residing at Delhi from past 20 years.
Oh, nice. What do you do man?
I'm a banker. I work for public sector bank, Punjab National Bank.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Now, one thing you need to know when you see this is always do the approach in under 3 to 4 seconds because the more time you take, लड़कियों को भी समझ आ जाता है कि मेरे को देख रहा है और ये अप्रोच करने वाला है, what is he going to do, उनके ऊपर प्रेशर बिल्ड होना शुरू हो जाता है. So that's why in this approach that you're just going to see, you will see the moment I saw the girl, I told him and I knew that he's not doing it, I just turned around and I started approaching the girl. Bro, excuse me, 2 seconds. Hello, Arunav. What's your name? I'm so sorry, I know. It's kind of awkward, just a random guy just coming saying hi to you. Hello, Arunav.
Hi.
How was your day going so far?
Okay,
I know, I just wanted to talk to your friend. I hope you don't mind. I mean, you can check out the posters, they're pretty good.
Okay.
I guess if you are into Bob Marley and Steve Jobs. I can get your name. Name again?
Vidhi.
One thing you should learn from this approach is जितना भी तुम्हें डर लगे, you need to do the approach. Because rejection is a part of it. Unless and until तुम accept कर लोगे कि मैं reject होऊंगा ही होऊंगा कभी ना कभी. Until then, you will never be able to get good at this because you will always be protecting your image. कि नहीं मेरे को ऐसे नहीं करना because I'm gonna get rejected. नहीं, I shouldn't do this because I'm gonna get rejected. You will never be able to get good at this. You will never be able to truly be your own expressive self because that is what it takes to get good at this. If you really want to get good at conversations, communication, then you need to express yourself completely and you need to take risks. Hey, I saw you before. Hard to talk to you, I'm just sorry. I know it's an asshole road, but I'm with my friends still. What's your name? Arunav. You're so short, I have to like bend down to talk to you. Okay. It's okay. Where are you from?
I'm from
Yeah, what are you doing here? Delhi.
Dubai.
Delhi. Oh my god. Hello friend. Nice to meet you. Yo, I think I met you before. I think I met you before with a friend.
I'm studying.
Oh my god, too young. Guess my age.
I don't know.
37. Oh. I would love to see you again after. I would love to see you again.
Yeah, sure.
Give me a number. I'll remember it.
I'll give you later after some time because I'm so high right
Oh
now.
my god.
I'll give you. I'm here till I'm back again.
I love rejections.
Okay.
I'd love to see you again. Hopefully. Nice to meet you. So let's talk about the H of the charm framework. Now, the H means honing in, which basically means that you observe her body language, exactly know what she's going through emotionally, and you fine-tune your approach according to what she's feeling and what she's going through. This makes it more personalized and more considerate. Now, why is this step important? Because girls might have a lot of doubts when you approach them. They might be a little uncomfortable, they might get a little startled, and when they're startled and when they see a guy who knows what he's doing socially and a guy who understands what she's emotionally going through, she feels much more comfortable. So that's what exactly you need to do. Now I want to show you an approach where I approach this girl on the dance floor. There's a guy standing right behind me and I talk to the girl and the girl is talking to me in fun laughter. But I know that there's a guy standing behind me and the guy probably is a guy she is friend zoned. And the moment I tell her, I can see that she lights up and she's like, no, why would I friend zone a guy like that? And we're just talking. The conversation is going good, but it ended up being a sweet rejection. So if you're getting a blunt rejection, which means that the girl is like, no, I'm not going to talk to you, she probably thinks you're socially emotionally uncalibrated. She probably feels that you're not there socially, which means that she might feel that, okay, what if this guy's a creep and he does some sudden movements? What if this guy does something out of the ordinary? So it's very important to show her that you're socially intelligent, to understand the whole situation. Now, the mistake I did in this particular approach, I knew the guy was probably a guy who she is friend zoned, but I still ended up rotating that girl. And the moment I did that, the guy just came inside the interaction. He's, trying to check it out. And the girl felt that her friend is probably getting insecure. So she was like, hey, some other time, we should probably talk. So that is exactly what happened over there. Check it out for yourself.
I'm Shweta. Yeah.
The A of charm framework stands for articulate intent or empathy. Whenever you're doing the approach, you got to see her reactions. When you use the H of the charm framework, you observe her reactions, what she's going through. Generally, आपको 3 तरीके की reactions मिलेंगे. एक होगी जो लड़की आपको yes बोल रही होगी, which is thank you. Whenever you give a compliment, she's more invested in the conversation. One would be a girl who's taken a little back, but she's still like thank you, and she walks by, she does her own thing. One is a girl who's just gonna look at you in a weird way, and she's gonna be like thank you. So you need to understand these are the only 3 kinds of reactions you're going to get. Now, based on the kind of reaction you're going to get, आपको अपना next move decide करना है. So, अगर आपको एक yes reaction मिल रहा है, throw some intent. Tell her why you're there. I find you cute. If you're getting a no reaction or a maybe reaction, at that time you need to throw some empathy. Empathy का मतलब you need to empathize with what she's going through. You need to show the girl that एक random बंदा एक लड़की को approach कर रहा है, and you understand that. You understand that this might be a big deal for her, but you don't mean any harm. You don't have any ill intention. और एक बार आप लड़की को ये दिखा देते हैं, then she's going to be a lot more comfortable in talking to you. Now, I want to show you an example of statement of intent from the get-go. Now, it doesn't matter, guys. You can go over this framework. अगर आप beginner हो, you will take time from entering from one place to the other place to the other place. But if you're an advanced guy, you can skip a few steps as well. Now, I want to show you exactly how I skip a few steps, and I just go directly with the intent because the vibe is so good. So you also have to have like a good idea about what is the vibe between you and the girl. If you're enjoying the conversation, that means the vibe is good. If you are frustrated, if you are not enjoying, if you're nervous, that means the vibe is not good because you got to create the vibe. What's your name? Arunav. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? I saw a nice shirt. I had to approach you. There was a lot of nervousness, a lot of nerve wracking, but yeah. So who are you here with? Your friends?
How about you?
My friends too.
Where are you from?
Over there. So as you saw, I went over there really close to the girl. Again, it's a nighttime environment. मतलब म्यूजिक इतना लाउड है कि आपको पास जाके ही बात करनी पड़ेगी, वरना बात नहीं होगी. तो अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मैं क्लब्स में बात क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा, बिकॉज मेरी आवाज़ धीरे है या फिर मैं बात भी कर रहा हूँ, the girls are not listening to you, that means you need to work on your voice tonality. For that, this is going to be a completely different video, but today we're going to focus on the conversations. So over here, I've just went over there, I'm talking to the girl, and as I can see that the girl is attracted to me based on her subtle body language and subtle movements from her facial expressions, and also I can see a yes response, like she's leaning in, she's talking to me, she's smiling, and because of all of that, I can throw in my intent, because it's a yes response. So I tell her, with that really nice shirt, I had to approach you. And I'm just flirting with her a little bit. Now, a lot of guys have this problem कि जब भी वो लड़की से बात कर रहे थे, they're very scared of showing the girl that they're actually attracted to her. But if you never show her that you're attracted to her, it's never gonna go to a romantic direction. और इसी वजह से 90% लोग friend zone में भी land करते हैं, because you don't show the girl that you like her. Now what happens is, एक साल बाद, probably talking to her 3 months, you feel like, okay, now we're good friends, now we're talking, now it should just magically happen. Nothing magically happens. She has no idea that you're attracted to her. So when you're doing cold approaches or when you're out there having conversations with girls, especially girls you're sexually attracted to, you're romantically interested in, it's very important that you actually show them that you're interested in them, because they're not going to get to know. So show them that you're interested in them. Do not try to overcomplicate things. Do not try to be like, oh, I'm not going to tell this girl because then she's going to reject me. If a girl is going to reject you, अगर आप अपना intent सामने रखते हैं, might as well get rejected and move on to the next one, because it's going to save you a lot of time. Now I want to show you one more approach in a concert setting. Now in this setting, of course, people are a bit more uplifted, they're a bit more happier because it's a concert, they're meeting their friends, they're having a good time. So without wasting time, let's check it out. Excuse me, ladies. Hello. Arunav.
Sorry.
I love your glasses. I love your nice glasses. My name is Arunav. What's your name? Isha. So how's it going so far? Is your friend? So, What do you do?
I just graduated.
Wow, are you happy about it? So what happened over there? I walk in, I tell the girl that I love your glasses. And I could see that there's 3 girls standing and there's this one more guy standing. And of course, honing in, which means that I'm aware about my environment even when I'm approaching her. So I see this guy spotting me and I'm like, is he your friend? I actually wanted to talk to the short girl standing with the particular girl I approached. So I just shifted my focus on the short girl, started talking to her. Now the reason why I want to show you this approach is over here, I just go with intent, direct intent. The girl is not even looking at me and it didn't work out, it's alright. But it really doesn't matter. You can always shift your focus to another girl. Now with these 2 infields, I want to make it clear to you, showing intent is not a big deal. Do not make it a big deal. Even if you get a sweet rejection, really does not matter. At least you're showing that intent. It does 2 things. First, it removes your own barrier that you cannot show intent. You cannot tell a girl that you like her. Makes you more confident as a person. Second, the girl knows exactly why you're there. So these 2 things help you in taking the approach forward and in actually taking it to a romantic direction. Now the second thing I want to talk about is the statement of empathy. Now statement of empathy is basically telling the girl that you empathize with her, you know exactly what she's going through, and you're not a creep who's going to do something out of the ordinary. Instead, you're just there because you just want to say hi to her, you just want to talk to her, and you're not trying to sell her anything. Now, when I'm throwing the statement of empathy, it's generally when the girls have a complete no response and she's looking at me in a weird way. What I do is I tell them, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Hey, don't worry, I'm not the policeman. Now, the reason why I do this rather than telling her, hey, don't worry, I'm not a creep who's approaching you, because I don't want to use negative words. जब तुम negative words use करोगे, like I know it can be awkward, random बंदा आके तुमसे बात कर रहा है, या फिर I know that it can be creepy. What happens is that negative association with the word makes the girl feel negative stuff. So do not say any negative stuff. Instead, just brush it off. Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm a cute guy with braces just waiting for a friend. Anything random to shrug it off, but not using negative words. So that is the statement of empathy. With the statement of empathy, what happens is the girl becomes a lot more comfortable in talking to you. Even if she's experiencing a lot of discomfort initially, she's going to feel a lot more comfortable because she's going to know that you're a socially calibrated and a socially intelligent man. Now, let's talk about the R of the charm framework. It's rally banter. Now, when I'm talking to a girl, I always feel there's a ball of energy between me and the girl. Whatever she's throwing in this ball of energy, it's my job and responsibility as a man to take it to a fun direction. So, whenever I'm talking to a girl, it's always a funny conversation because I'm having so much fun. The conversation is not generally to get the girl. The conversation is to pump up my own emotional state. That's why I'm doing that conversation. That's why I'm investing my time to have fun my own self. Now, this is, I think, a big revelation that I reached. When I was doing approaches, when I was doing conversations just to get the girl, I would probably never get the girl or get the girl once in a blue moon. But the moment I changed my mindset that I want to enjoy each conversation, I want to make sure that once I leave this conversation, I'm much better than when I entered this conversation. So emotionally. So I'm pumping my own emotional state with these conversations. That's why I'm using many concepts in this. One is the ball of energy concept. Whatever the girl throws at me, take it to a fun direction. So I'm talking to this one girl in a bar and I'm like, hey, it's the gate at Bundy. And she's like, so where is your man? Where's the man for you? And I'm just looking at her, I'm like, you're the man for me. You might pull a 12-inch big cock. It was just a joke. Of course, there's a ball of energy concept. As a beginner, I would not recommend you do it because you need to learn a lot more before you can get away from shit like that. So do not do it, but yeah, that infield is going to be towards the end.
What's your name?
I don't have a name.
You don't have a name?
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Would you like to be kidnapped by gay Ted Bundy? That's going to be an experience now.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
A lovely one.
Huh?
A lovely one. What's her name? Arunav.
Huh? Arunav. Like the earth. You know the earth?
I fucking hate the earth.
Fucking hate the earth.
I'm a Martian.
Dude,
I love you. I love you already.
Dude, I'm also Martian. I just came yesterday.
Oh my god.
And it fucking sucks.
Are you fucking with the people? Did you name?
Yes, of course I did. Because like, why not? It sucks. And I suck. So like, why not?
What do you do?
I don't do anything.
Lovely. I love. So what I want to tell you is each approach should pump up your own emotional state. So once you go to the next approach, the girl automatically gets hooked to you because you're at a good emotional state. You're pumped up emotionally and you're drawing state from within. And that is very important when you want to do good conversations because if you are in a positive, uplifted mindset, if you are in a positive, uplifted state, then you will not have those many thoughts, those many fears that what is the other person thinking? Is my conversation going good? You will automatically and naturally take a lot more risks and you'll naturally feel a lot more expressive. So you will not hold yourself back.